What do you need to run 200 miles through the Alps in September, where it can be about any conditions outside? Quite a bit. So I've got my gear and nutrition laid out here ahead of Tour de Géants. And in addition to having the right stuff, having it organized is incredibly important. So if I have night 3 brain, or my crew is looking for something and English isn't their first language, we can quickly find things and not lose time at checkpoints or grab the wrong thing. So I have a color-coded system here, surprise. And so I've got a set of things. Yellow is for the sun, so gear for my head. So again, I'm gonna have a range of hats and warm hats and sunny hats here, so we never know what we're gonna get in the mountains. Green, it's for the grass. So got socks in here for my feet, gloves in there as well, which again, some lightweight, some waterproofs, never know what we're gonna get. Blue for when it gets cold, and this is definitely the heftiest bag here because I got some pretty thick layers in here. Also some really lightweight jackets. Never know what we're gonna need, never know if some of this is gonna get wet and I'm gonna need to switch to another jacket. Red, the normal warm weather gear. My shirt that, believe it or not, I have more than one of these. It's not always the exact same briar torn shirt that I'm wearing on these races. This one's the biggest stretch here, but sometimes that's the most memorable. Yingling is a beer. Beer is a drug. So in here I have my caffeine, my electrolytes, my amino acids, my toothpaste, my sunscreen, basically anything you'd find in the pharmacy section of the store. Roka swimwear company from my triathlon days. This has my rain gear in it. Multiple rain jackets, rain pants, again, various thicknesses, some legit heavy Gore-Tex layers in there. Solid black bag, that is for my headlamps. So got plenty of those in there. The two things I never mess around with in the mountains are warmth and light. You do not want to get stuck out there in the dark, unable to get down. Shoes for this, I've decided to go with the Prodigio Max. This is a tough call here, but I'm opting for the higher cushioning that they provide as opposed to the Prodigio Pro, which is a bit more springy. It's what I used for the entire Appalachian Trail, but I do have a pair of these just in case I feel the need to switch. Drop bag that we are required to have for the life bases. Kit that we have to carry on us actually isn't that much for this race, but we have to have stuff in our drop bag, so if conditions get bad, then they require us to move it from the drop bag to our actual pack here, which I'll be going with a race vest. I always keep a lightweight rain jacket in here, pretty much no matter the conditions. Just in case. It's not much weight or much bulk to add that in, but otherwise just plenty of space in here for fuel and water and the essentials, as I'll be between refreshment points and my crew generally every few hours. And speaking of refreshment, move on to nutrition here, where again I've got things divided up. We have a bag of snacks that are roughly 100 calories, so crew doesn't have to think too hard, doesn't have to get things perfect, just we need about 100 calories, boom. I probably ate about 200 of these on the Appalachian Trail. They worked, we kept using them. Bag of stuff that's about 200 calories. I got my supernatural rice pudding in here, and then an entire backpack full of Tailwind, which is divided up into the recovery mix, which I found the extra protein helps with the sleep deprivation, caffeine, which of course helps with sleep deprivation, and then various flavors of the normal non-caffeinated Tailwind that I'll have about one of these per hour, a recovery about every 5 hours. And then of course the random snacks, which we're in Italy, there's a lot of great stuff here. It's not always the best stuff to have on a race. These are basically Italian Twinkies. They're really good. But you know, if I'm at a point where I need calories and nothing is appealing except a chocolate croissant, I'm gonna have a chocolate croissant. So there we go. Hopefully this will get me through the mountains and actually get me around in a good time this year.